Hey y'all, Dekumon here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. Last time, we have finally completed the Endwalker role quest, including the Endwalker quest finale, which technically should have been done in the 6.1 stuff, but we were already there, and it kind of felt good just to have that out of the way. But now, it is time to begin the raid series. Oh, I have been looking forward to this. A brand new raid series that I have never seen before. Oh, I'm drooling. Oh, I can't wait to see what crazy monsters, what kind of crazy fight mechanics, and what amazing music is waiting for me in this. It's called PANDAEMONIUM. That's pretty much all I know about it. And I am just like so thrilled to get this started. And speaking of, it all starts right here in Charlian, with a character I don't think we've ever met before, Nemgigi, and the quest, the Crystal from Beyond. It appears my calculations were correct. I knew that at this very spot, I would encounter none other than Dekumon, the hero who saw us through the final days. So certain was I of my math that I stood here for, well, let's not concern ourselves with that. I am Nemgigi, assistant to one Professor Claudian. We work with the Elitoscope to observe the ethereal sea and delve into its myriad mysteries. Some mysteries, though, are beyond even our capabilities to unravel. The strange crystal we but recently discovered, for instance, defies our every conjecture. You've been to the center of the star and far beyond it, however, so we hope that you may see something in this crystal that we academics do not. I beg you lend us your well-traveled eye at Deporia. Professor Claudian will be eagerly awaiting your arrival. Mysterious crystal. Well, color me intrigued. Where the hell am I going? Oh. Labyrinthos. I should have known. Greetings, Dekumon, and welcome to my humble laboratory. I'm sure Nemgigi has already told you plenty about us, but allow me to introduce myself personally. I'm Claudian, leader of this little research collective. I must admit, I have been nervous about this meeting ever since Nemgigi set out to find you. For a researcher in my field, there is no greater an honor than to meet the first man in history to traverse the ethereal sea and return to tell the tale. The professor speaks often and at length of your deeds, but he has no small acknowledgement. Yeah, I've already lost Nemgigi's voice. I've already lost his voice, seriously. The professor speaks often and at length of your deeds, but he has no small number of achievements in his own name. He has peered deeper into the ethereal sea than any other in Charlian, and the breadth of his knowledge is peerless. Well, it's gone now. Peerless, perhaps, but for a single man. We must seize this precious opportunity to learn what we can from him, and perhaps crack this conundrum that has stumped the three of us for moons. It was we who peered into the fathomless sea from the anti-tower in Dravanian hinterlands. There we spoke with Hydaelyn and learned of the fate that would befall this star, the final days. Soon thereafter, all research was moved to Labyrinthos, and through the Elitoscope did we continue our vigil. As impressive a work as the device is, however, it can glimpse but a fraction of the sea's infinite depths. Which brings us to the matter at hand. Not long after the Exodus was declared, we recovered an unusual crystal shard during a routine observation. It appeared before us suddenly, as if propelled to the surface by some unknown force. Odd. Hydaelyn pitching a fastball to you is unexpected. We found that it possessed an ethereal density that exceeds that of normal crystals by orders of magnitude, and its shape resembles nothing which occurs in the natural world. It was made, not formed. Unfortunately, that was the extent of the information we could glean before we were forced to turn our focus towards the Exodus. The crystal was very nearly forgotten amidst the sudden upheaval. But thanks to the efforts of a certain someone, that crisis is now behind us and we are free to resume our research. Thus did we decide to seek you out, the dauntless adventurer who delved into the unknown and beheld its innermost secrets. And now we would have you see for yourself. Well, let's take a look at it. Here is the crystal in question. If it resembles aught you have encountered before, even by the smallest degree, please say so. Well, I haven't seen it yet, so let me take a look and... What the hell? A soul crystal. A soul crystal of the ancients. Oh shit. Yeah, I know exactly what that is. Memory abides within this crystal. I know of someone who bears a similar crystal, and reach into my back pocket and pull out his M's. Because I thought, you do know what this is. Please, tell us everything. Oh, it's a long tale, my friend. So let me start with a fade out and a very long explanation that I will not go into repeating. Wait, really? No fade out? Wow. I see. The Ascians use these to transfer their memories to new vessels. Fascinating indeed. Wait, is this an Ascian's crystal? It was plain that this crystal was special somehow, but this revelation surpasses even my considerable expectations. Similar artifacts have appeared throughout the ages. Memories of martial techniques manifested as crystalline shards on the battlefield, or storied stones passed from master to student. A comparison between said artifacts and this crystal may prove a fruitful first step in unveiling its true nature. What do you think, Professor? 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 Ascian memories. Windows through which we can gaze upon the convocation of 14. Unlike the crystal in Dekumon's story, this one does not bear the mark of the convocation. Who then could these memories belong to? And more importantly, why were they stored in this particular shard? More importantly still, why was it set adrift on the ethereal sea? Oh dear, there he goes again. I assume this is a regular problem with this guy. Professor! Professor! Claudian! Huh? Yes? I'm well aware that contemplation is the key to breakthrough, but there is propriety to consider. We have a guest, one you invited explicitly. Must we do this every time? What? Oh, yes, of course, our guest! Terribly sorry, I do so easily find myself unmoored by the tides of rumination. Perhaps some more engaging use of your time with us would be for you to take up that crystal. If indeed there are memories stored within, they may reveal themselves to you upon contact. I assume the rest of you have tried at some point to at least hold the crystal, but lacking the echo, you haven't gotten anything out of it. Aha. If anyone, message, come, pandemonium, please. Faces, grave threat, star, in danger. It's a message in a bottle. Wait, did it just... That expression does not bode well. What did you see? It sounded like the thing cracked in my hand for a second. Thankfully it didn't. But clearly I need to find where this pandemonium is. And somehow get Sid involved, because he seems to always be involved in these 8-mans. Pandemonium? Just not a word I have heard before. If my knowledge of the ancient tongue serves me, it means all demons. Not a name that inspires optimism, all things considered. All demons, huh? In the event that another star-shattering cataclysm is in fact bearing down upon us, I would have the aforementioned examples of crystallized memory to hand. Nemgigi, Rusient, I trust their procurement to you. If there are more memories to be extracted from this crystal, we will find them. As for me, as for you, Dekumon, there is a person I would have you seek. The one who has delivered so dire a warning. Your story tells us that this crystal could very well have been made by one of the ancients. If that is the case, then discerning the nature of this pandemonium would require a trip far into the past, to an era before the Sundering. Ah! I could do that. I know of only one individual capable of such a feat. The very hero who traversed time to prevent the world's doom the first time. Yeah, that's me. I must confess, the tales people tell of your adventures beg a belief, and the veracity has been a subject of much debate among my peers. After today's meeting, however, there can be no doubt in my mind that every incredible exploit is fact. So, I ask you now, return to the past. I'm sorry, it's a Code Lyoko reference, and it just made me giggle for a second. Find out what and where Pandemonium is, and if we need to be concerned by this message. I'm pretty sure we should be. Like, anytime someone says the star is in danger, that's a concerning message. Thank you. For the time being, you should keep the crystal in your possession. I do not think you have seen the last of its memories, and more may be drawn out as you approach their source. Safe travels, and may we meet again soon to share our findings. Interesting that the quest wants me to come here and not, you know, just go straight to Elpis, but hey. Well, let's see how this ends up. Back to the past with my butt. See if this thing responds at all. Oh, it's definitely responding to something. Received this message. Come on. Open wide the gates of time. And deal with a freaking notification, which I'll clear after the cutscene. Learned that lesson. Sucks for me, but you guys don't have to deal with it. Come, Pandemonium. Quickly. I'm not going that quickly, let's see. Ow, that sounded good. What'd I do, just fall flat on my ass? Oh, even better, I'm flat on my back. Ow. Oh, God, again with this place. Well, I'm not even gonna bother trying to blend in this time. Sorry, I like my current outfit too much. Yep. Back in Elpis. Ugh. Oh. Oh! You're the one I saw earlier! The one in the cutscene we saw at the end of the main story. I'm betting you're the one that sent the stone. Could it be? Oh, no, of course not. Apologies, but for the briefest moment I thought you to be a dear friend of mine. I realize now that such a notion is preposterous. I'm half expecting this guy to be the current Azem. You know, the one we never got to meet. He told me a falling star would appear before me, and I suppose you must be it. Truth be told, I did not expect the expression to be so literal. Oh, so I literally fell out of the sky is what he's saying. Oof. Thanks for catching me then. Alright, my man. And yeah, we got to see his name is Themis now. Ah, apologies for not introducing myself properly. My name is Themis. As you can see by my bare face, I am not one of Elpis's observers. Rather, I'm come here on an assignment, which has been more or less routine up until this very moment. Care to elaborate on said assignment? You certainly do know how to make an entrance. I wonder what brought you here, for it is plain that you do not belong here, or any place I know for that matter. Yeah, I'm Azem's familiar. I'm also here on an assignment. Yeah. Let's be a little more vague. I think if I say I'm Azem's familiar, he's gonna call me out instantly. Are you here to investigate Pandemonium, perchance? It would not surprise me should we share a purpose. Well. If so, we may be able to help one another. But first, might I trouble you to explain how you came to collide with my skull? That's a rather interesting tale, let's say that. I see. I believe that dispels any major doubts I had concerning your intentions. Apologies for being so intrusive, but you must understand this is an uncommon occurrence. I shall pry no further, for I am well aware that we all have secrets we must keep. However, if I may, I would very like to take a look at this crystal of yours. Sure? I honestly expect you to be the one who have made it, so this should be interesting. Here you go. Fascinating. While I cannot say much as to what it contains, it is clear that there are memories stirring within.
Memories that speak of something gravely amiss in Pandemonium.
Uh-huh. I got that much already. I was hoping you would be a little more enlightening.
The facility extends beneath Elpis and is overseen by the words of La Habrea. It houses those creations that are highly valued as research subjects and highly dangerous to the star. Naturally, it is strictly guarded and under constant surveillance.
The words of La Habrea? Oh dear. It's a name we haven't heard in ages.
Several days ago, however, an unnatural shift in the flow of its surrounding ether was detected. Soon thereafter, all communications from Pandemonium ceased.
Huh.
I am here as representative of an organization that works directly with Convocation, and have been tasked with investigating this incident. Now that there is some measure of transparency between us, might I offer a suggestion as to what we should do next?
Dive into the deep end? Ah, and that's the quest.
Very nice.
I need more crits. Crits are always the best thing to grab. During the course of your investigation, you may discover valuable artifacts. These can be exchanged for equipment by speaking with Malene in Aporia or Joel in Razat-Han. Ah. I know what those are. That would be my frickin' raid relics, aka all the loot. Where familiars dare. Ooh. That's creepy looking.
Now then, my proposal is a simple one. Let us journey to Pandemonium together. Our destination is the same, and I suspect the arrangement would work to our mutual benefit. Besides, I should have no trouble getting us both access. I do hope you agree. I would be loath to part ways from the falling star I'd been waiting so long for.
Alright.
Originally, I had planned to conduct my investigation with the friend I mentioned earlier. He had also noticed the anomaly near Pandemonium, so it only seemed natural that we should investigate it together. However, he eventually decided that it would be unwise for us both to go. If two members of our organization were seen poking our heads about restricted facilities, it could raise questions, you see. I decided to go alone, but he left me with these words: "Fear not, for in my absence a star shall fall before you." While I could not comprehend his meaning at the time, I believe now I understand. He does have a way of being right about these things, you know. Even so, his hints of what to come are generally more cryptic. I suppose I should have kept my gaze to the heavens. Suffice it to say, I am grateful for your presence either way. As for the matter at hand, we must first gain permission from the words of La Habrea for entry into Pandemonium. There ought to be a speaker waiting at Angranosis.
I'm still concerned about this whole words of La Habrea thing, but sure. My word, the guy's even just called the words of La Habrea speaker, and he doesn't have a mask on either. Interesting. Well, ooh. That's an angry look in this man's face. What a fascinating etheric signature. In accordance with the Convocation's request, the two of you have been granted leave to observe Pandemonium. I shall register your ether for the records. From this point on, you may freely come and go from Pandemonium as you please. Well, thank you.
Now, that was a painless process. I take this as a sign we weren't meant to conduct our investigation together.
Of course, while you have been permitted entry into the facility, the specimens housed inside must be handled with the utmost care. You are to heed the warden's instructions at all times. Okay.
Those who conduct their work within Pandemonium are called wardens, for their role with respect to the creatures within.
Generally, creations that pose a threat to the safety of the star must be undone. However, the words of La Habrea have deemed certain such creations as worthy of further study, interring them within the facility. Those who spend their days in Pandemonium are not merely researchers. They must work tirelessly to ensure that none of their subjects slip their shackles. Ah, hence the warden's thing.
For all intents and purposes, the place is a dungeon. Perhaps such a comparison arouses frightful imagery, but Pandemonium is a frightful place.
I'm used to my share of dungeons. I know not the purpose of your investigation, but if you discover aught that merits a report, pray do so with utmost haste. Master La Habrea shall guide us upon the proper course of action from there. Yeah, and my character's like, oh shit.
Then I take it that means you have detected nothing amiss of late.
The wardens have reported nothing that would cause alarm. Minor fluctuations in ether have been observed, but surely Master La Habrea would have acted were there anything worth worrying about. Would he?
I see. It appears La Habrea is kept well abreast of the goings-on here, then.
Is he?
I hope I am not overstepping my boundaries by asking, but you seem to be quite familiar with Master La Habrea. Do you know him?
Know him. We've met. Oh, the stories I could tell you.
You are no mere familiar, are you? Master La Habrea is not known for being generous with his time. That one would have stories of his company almost beggars belief. Regardless, while I doubt I need not tell you this, he is of the convocation. Take care that your actions do not hinder his work.
I don't know, I kind of feel like I should be hindering his work. He's La Habrea.
And with that, we are free to make our way to Pandemonium. The naos that will take us there is on the eastern bank of Leth. Let us delay no further.
Alright.
I had to contain my surprise for the sake of appearances, but is it true that you two have met La Habrea in the flesh? I find you more fascinating by the moment. Still, I shall refrain from asking too many questions. Secrets will make our journey all the more intriguing, of course. We shall come to know each other in time, I wager. Or else why would fate have orchestrated our meeting? In any case, let us be off. Truth be told, this will be my first time beholding the fabled Pandemonium with my own eyes. Here's to a new adventure, eh?
God damn. Atmosphere's a thing, guys, but holy crap! Is it supposed to look like this?
It is as much as I feared. The speaker seemed in such high spirits that for a moment I thought the ethereal irregularity was nearly not so grave as portent as I imagined. Alas, 'twas a fleeting and vain hope. To gaze upon this complex network of chains and wards, the untrained eye might not sense anything awry.
Yeah, I didn't.
No effort has been spared in making this place impenetrable.
But... come on, I know there's a big but coming. This place looks insane.
Even the finest of masterworks is not without its flaws, however. Someone, or something, is tampering with the protections. It is working from within, eroding them from the inside out.
Uh-oh. One of the creations is trying to get loose, maybe.
Fear not, there was no immediate danger. I reinforced what protections I could the moment we arrived. This will not put an end to whatever is occurring, but it shall at least serve to slow its progress. One small victory, though the road ahead of us is yet long. Yes, powerful forces are at work here. The silence in the air speaks volumes. While I did not expect a bustling facility, I see not a single warder. Our first course of action should be to seek one out, wherever they may be. However, there is something you must know. The magic I wield upon entering requires my constant awareness. That is to say, if we are forced to fight, I cannot risk joining you in battle.
Of course not.
Should I lose focus, Pandemonium's protections will rapidly crumble before the force assailing them. Crud. Were there another way, I would gladly choose it, but let us at least be grateful that neither of us is here alone, trapped in hopeless circumstances. If we should fail and find a peaceful solution, then I hope that I can rely on your strength to see us through.
Well, you can rely on me and 7 other random people. Of course, you have my promise. This request doesn't come as a surprise, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, I pretty much expected this. This is a raid, after all.
Thank you for offering your help so willingly. If weapons are drawn, I hope to be able to lend at least a touch of magical support.
I wouldn't worry too much about it, though.
Creation magics do have their uses in that regard. I had it in mind to use your ether as basis for illusory allies that will fight at your side. Perhaps 7 shall do. Not exactly an army, but by the looks of you, a formidable band nonetheless.
Oh, that's our explanation? 7 fake me's.
Then so shall it be. Now, what, I wonder, awaits us in Pandemonium's pitiless halls.
So our explanation for the raid is me and 7 fake me's. Sure. I mean, I've heard weirder. Asphodelos, the first circle, now accessible. Dude, this area is bonkers looking, and it's crazy, and I'm kind of geeking out right now. All right, find the raids here. The discovery of a crystal born from the far reaches of the ethereal sea and the desperate plea contained within lead you once more to Elpis, where your trajectory quite literally collides with that of a young man named Themis. Like you, he is here for answers, seeking the source of an etheric disturbance culminating in loss of contact with the jail housing the ancient's most dangerous creations. It is this place, this Pandemonium, into which you now descend. All right, my minimum item level is 565? Man, I just barely squeaking in here. Huh. I suppose that gets us to a discussion I thought we were gonna have to have sooner or later, and that is, if I get item level gated, I'm gonna have to pause the LP until I can grind up enough items to get my eye level up. And hasn't been a problem because we've always been dealing with past expansions. Never had to deal with the current one. Now we are, and that does technically become a problem. I've already been doing some gear grinding, it's why I'm up to 567. But the fact that I squeaked by this, oh, I'm gonna need all the gear I can get out of this place. All right, let's see what an actual raid boss in this place looks like. The world unsundered. Asphodelos, the first circle. The first circle of hell, probably. What is this? This guy's just fleeing. Hey, we found one of the warders at least.
I'll save them. I must.
What? Oh. Hi.
This appeared to be one of the warders we seek, but I'm afraid he's in no state to answer questions.
Ah. Fine. Also a pre-fight nod. Haven't had one of those in a long time. Fine. Oh, that's a death zone. All right, time to get some fake people, quote unquote. AKA 7 other people to come into this fight. Warder of the Condemned. Ankatoniacros. Oh man. All right. Well, you're an interesting sight. I should probably drop tank stance, let's be honest. I don't feel comfortable main tanking a fight I've never seen before. Oh. Then again, yeah, this other tank is significantly stronger than me. He should definitely be main tanking this. Oh. Please? I will main tank this and I will fail miserably if that's the case. All right, okay, good, he figured it out finally. This is not a fight I really want to have to do, you know, completely blind. Jailer's Flail. Oh. Everyone's stepping to this side, so we're gonna follow the pack. And clearly following the pack was the right answer. Yep, he's gonna do this. Okay. So we're demonstrating the Jailer's Flail mechanic. Basically eats up half his box. Warder's Wrath. Let's pop this just so we have this in case it is a room wide. Hey, it was a room wide. Okay. Oh, that's meant for me. I'll put this over here. Oh. Run it back. This is an interesting fight. Oh, Jailer's Flail coming. We've already got him down to, you know, 3/4 here. Ah, I botched that, unfortunately. Heavy hand. Oh, that must be the tank buster. Oh, he took that like a champ. Be assailed by ice and flame. Oh, cold spell. Oh, I want to be in the opposite. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. So whatever the bottom one is what's gonna hit me. Okay. I understand mechanic now. I ate one stack of BS. I understand that. I got one stack of the Vuln. Got him about to the halfway point. Is that tank buster coming out again? Shining cells? Oh, our room's about to shrink. Oh, what the fudge? Ether chain. Okay. Everyone's standing on red. Yep. Oh, okay, I see. So the little balls that he's channeling tells us which side is not safe. So now he's combining mechanics. Oh, nope. Oh, that gag again. Doing good. Doing damn good. We want this side, and we want the red. This fight's not too bad. The music's nothing to write home about, unfortunately. Slam shut. Okay, that's just changing the board again. Temperance. Feeling overwhelming cold. Okay. Doing this gag again. Now I need cold. I need hot. Uh-oh. And then immediately book it to the other side to avoid eating a jailer's flail. Oh. Okay, now the music's starting to kick in just a wee bit. I'm hearing it now. Ah, but the fight's already over. Huh. I like that one. I like that one. Now, can we get an explanation out of this frickin' warder? Jerkoff decided to turn into a monster and fight us right out of the bat. And we have the traditional post-raid nod. Huh. Well, that wasn't crazy at all. Well, that was a thrilling display. And if I may be so vaunting, the warriors I spun from your ether fought even more splendidly than I had anticipated. I suppose they were cut from excellent cloth after all. We should wait until this man regains his senses. He wears the robes of a warder, and I would be very curious to know what drove him to attack us sight unseen. Yeah, same. Like, seriously, the dude just took a swing at us without any reason. I expect an explanation, buddy. He's not gonna wake up, is he?
Dekumon, he stirs.
Oh. Glad I didn't beat his ass that hard. Now, explain, buddy.
What came over me? It's coming back to me. My mind was filled with a storm of desperation. Anger. I leapt at you, though I knew not of your intentions. Pray accept my apologies, and my thanks. Had you not knocked some sense back into me, I may have fallen upon someone less capable of defending themselves.
Well, okay. Doesn't explain why, though.
I am Ekaterniros, a warder of Asphodelos, Pandemonium's highest layer, and the place we're in now. One must wonder why you were so desperate to keep us out. What is happening in Pandemonium?
I'm gonna change this guy's voice. I think I already had the deep voice. I'm gonna give him something else.
The creations interred within Asphodelos have been set free, and stalk its halls to no end but violence.
Oh shit. Well, how did that happen?
That is not good, to say the least. Has this ever happened before?
Okay.
No, never. Each level of Pandemonium is under the charge of a key ward, who keeps strict control over the most minute aspects of their domain. They're selected with great care, and their loyalty to Master La Habrea is absolute. Yet something has gone terribly wrong. Try as we might to hold the line, the chaos within is overwhelming. I hardly realized that I had become separated from my colleagues. I remember a chorus of whispers assailing my senses, and afterwards only flashes of rage and fury, then blackness, from which I awoke to find that whatever had overcome me was gone. I see. Your senses may have been muddled by magics that affect the mind. Perhaps the selfsame ones that saw you separated from the other warders. Whatever has taken hold of me, thank you for releasing me from its clutches. That you've come here from the surface must mean some word of our plight has reached the outside world. If you know anything that may help, pray tell.
Alright. Don't know much, I'm afraid, but I'll give you what we can. And 5 seconds of explaining later, because that's literally all we knew.
Horror among horrors. So Pandemonium's protections are indeed being dismantled from within. By the same individual, or individuals, that released its captives and set them upon you, no doubt. Such knowledge avails us little, however, if we cannot ascertain their identity.
You might have an idea.
Themis, was it? You said you worked for an organization under the auspices of the Convocation. Were they to receive word of what has transpired here, what measures would they take?
Probably purge the place.
Well, doubtless they would consider the place to be a lost cause. Pandemonium's ties to the outside world would be severed, or perhaps it would be wiped from existence entirely.
Yeah, that's about what I thought it would happen.
As I thought, were the creatures to escape into the outside world, there would be untold carnage. The words of La Habrea would never risk that, despite what value the research subjects may hold. All the more reason to work with haste. If we can't expect further help, then it falls upon me to save the others. I'll not leave them behind. You would go alone? I won't leave the other warders to face certain doom. I know they fight for survival, even now. They wouldn't abandon their duty. They would see the creatures return to their cells at all costs. And so, I must do the same. Demas, I know the request I'm about to make of you is a monumental one, but please, say not a word if there's still a convocation, until I've been given a chance to set things right.
That is a big ask.
Forgive my rudeness, Ekaterniros, but my decision cannot be swayed by emotion. You would only be consigning yourself to an early death. Strength of resolve alone cannot win in the face of overwhelming odds.
Yeah, but how about me and 7 illusionary me's?
That being said, our investigation has only just begun, and we would be remiss to turn back if we made an exhaustive survey. So, for the time being, there is slightly more than resolve to rely upon.
Yes, there's me to rely upon. As useless as I am.
I knew you would be all too eager to join us. Each moment since you fell from the skies has been more interesting than the last. More and more you remind me of my dear friend. Which goes some way towards encouraging me that this matter will yet reach a satisfactory conclusion.
Ah, so you're friends with the current SM. They're the ones that warned you. They were probably the one who would have come here. And us meeting probably wouldn't have ended well for the time-space continuum.
So you agreed to help?
Yeah?
For the moment, our goals align. The protected magics of Pandemonium yet hold, so for the moment time is in our favor. Let us proceed upon the course you and Dekumon have set upon.
Come on. We're trying to be nice here. We're trying to help.
Themis and Dekumon, yes? Thank you. The warders owe you a great debt already.
Don't worry about it. I'll come collecting later.
We shall be glad to have someone familiar with Pandemonium's halls by our side. A party of 3 is ever so much more entertaining than a pair of 2.
Not wrong.
Now, let us turn our attention to rescuing your colleagues. Perhaps it would be wise to approach the gates, in case any have followed you out.
I suppose that's our cue for the next fight. The music in here is interesting. Ah, there we are. Let's take some direct hits this time. I know they're not as good as crits, but, you know, I need a good variety. All right, time for the next quest. Under the surface. Man, them some imposing looking gates, I'll tell you that. Salazar, you want to adopt these for your castle? They look very scary.
Not a sound can be heard from within, which means neither creature nor warder has made it this far. We should begin forming a plan to save them at once. Forgive me if I misunderstand, but do you mean to rescue the warders and creations both?
That shouldn't be too surprising.
But naturally, although they may be dangerous, they're valuable research subjects. I won't see our labor, our untold hours of study, go to waste.
I dare say La Habrea would smile to hear you say such a thing.
That is, if we had cause to report this incident to him, of course.
He's not smiling, unfortunately.
Smile? I'm not sure his face is capable of such warmth.
Yeah, that's pretty much true.
Ah, so you have met him before. I was under the impression he rarely visited Pandemonium. I have, yes. My mentor was the previous head of the facility, that is to say, La Habrea's predecessor, in the position of Chief Keyward. Her name was Athena, and she was a researcher with the words. 'Twas she who appointed me to this position, in fact.
Athena, huh?
I see. I did not know there was a Chief Keyward before La Habrea. Your motivation to save your research subjects is not entirely driven by your duty to the words, then. You wish also to preserve the work of your mentor. Ah, you've the right of it. I'm lacking in ideas of how to go about that, however. I'm a mere warder, and cannot wield intern magics.
Internment magics?
Ah, but of course I can hardly expect you to be versed in the magics we use here. If you recall, during our battle earlier, I bound you in ethereal shackles. Internment is a more refined and powerful magic based upon the same principles. While both are used to keep our subjects docile, only the keyword of each tier is permitted to use internment. Even if I were allowed, I lack the aptitude to use the spell to any notable effect.
Huh.
Fascinating. I have some knowledge of these forms of spellcraft, actually. La Habrea himself established the foundation, as I recall. While shackles are meant to bind an object in place for a short time, internment freezes the very space around it for as long as the caster wills.
Oh.
Indeed. While the illusory beings you summoned in our fight suggested as much, I see your knowledge of magic is vast. Perhaps you've already mastered the art of internment, and I've been lecturing you like a child all this time. Ah, I'm afraid my knowledge ends there. I've not the precise understanding of how the invocations interact with natural laws that would be needed to cast said spells with any consistency. While I consider myself well versed in various magics, I would be ill-advised to assume the duties of keyward without instruction. That being said, if I were to learn more of internment and its inner workings, perhaps.
Well, you have a warder standing in front of you. Leave the fighting to me. You two figure out the rest. You know, your brand of magic is way beyond anything I can deal with.
I dare say we can do just that. Ekatoniros, you implied that what prevented you from performing internment was lack of magical capacity. What if I supplemented your power with my own? Would the spell succeed then? I can't say for certain. I've never heard of such a thing done before. I believe it may be our best recourse. That is, of course, assuming you can perform the initial rites and incantations flawlessly. Even the smallest misstep, and we would have to start over.
Well? Ah, okay.
You needn't worry about that. I've seen the spells cast so many times that their motions have been bound into my memory. I won't disappoint.
Well, that's good.
Very well. Let us work out the specifics afterwards. Once we do, we can test out our methods on one of the escaped creatures. Though I suppose there is the matter of finding one. It would be foolish to rush in blindly, lest we find ourselves surrounded with naught but an untested stratagem at our disposal. Nay, I would prefer to engage a single creature that Dekumon could dispatch on his own if the spell were to go awry. I agree, and I may have an idea in that regard. I recall seeing the hippocampus wandering the waterways during my flight. Perhaps it's still there. Few of the subjects housed within Asphodelos are fond of water, and I believe we'll be able to engage the beast without fear of unwanted guests.
The hippocampus,
Then that shall be our first target, or perhaps subject is a better term. Before we commence with the internment magics, the creature should be weakened to a sufficient degree. I believe I could trust you with that task.
Well, me and 7 random other people, but sure.
As dependable as ever. Once we have given it a thorough trouncing, we shall bind this hippocampus with the keyword's magic. Until then, my illusions shall fight by your side. The hippocampus will be alone, but it's a daunting opponent nonetheless. Its magic warps the environment around it, and it will be at home amidst the waterways. Steel yourself for a fight.
Oh, I'm sure I'll be ready. Can't wait to see what this critter is gonna throw at me. Come on, let's get it locked. Oh, quest accepted. Asphodelos, the second circle, is now available. Alright, let's see what this second circle looks like. The warder Ekatoniros, whose name I'm still gonna keep mangling, has brought with him the chilling news that all creations within Asphodelos, the highest level of Pandemonium, now run free of their fetters. In order to prevent total chaos from bursting forth under the world above, Themis and Ekatoniros plan to utilize internment magics to safely capture any errant creatures, if their theory translates well to practice, that is. With only one way to find out, you head for the waterways to confront a monster of legend, the water-wielding hippocampus. Thankfully, I don't think the average item level needed changes until we actually make it to the second tier. I hope. Hoo boy, even as a tank that queue was a bit long. Asphodelos, the second circle. All right, let's see this hippocampus. Oh. It's a water dragon. Oh God. Oh, it's more than a water dragon. All right. Time to get some assistance. And nobody looks familiar. Mythic creation, the hippocampus. It's kind of creepy looking, let's be honest. Alright, they've been given their warning. I'm back on my set, get the focus target. Again, the edge is unhappy looking. I see race spots, that's gonna be interesting. I'm sure those will be important. Alright. Go for the Confitor combo. Ah, Murky Depths. That was just the room wide. Oh, I need to be up here for that. Tank Buster splittable. Okay. That's good to know. What is he doing? Its head and body are at odds. I doubt that's anything. Oh. Oh, I see. That was interesting. interesting. Okay. And that attack's just mean. Sewage deluge? Dude, nobody wants your sewage. Oh. I should probably be on, yeah. The sluices are getting to overgrow. But they're also drains, which does help. This music's awesome. Bunch up. I've seen that before. Dick. I think I just wasted. No, I didn't. Okay. Water has receded. Dissociation? Its head comes off? Oh god, its head's over there now. Oh, it made a fake. Let me guess, half size of the room's just gone right there, right? Yep. Figured that's what it was. Wasted that. Oh. Okay, flare marker. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I popped it too late. It's fine. We use that for the raid wide here. Oh, here comes the sewage again. Oops, did not mean to hit that. That one I'll mean to hit. Ooh, oh, a few people took that hit and shouldn't have. Sewage eruption? Okay. Oh, what the fuck? Where's the safe spot? Ah, oh, okay. Ah, I see. So the top half just does a line, the bottom half does the half room. I boned this up. I'm not gonna waste my time on that combo. I did not get that out fast enough. Here comes dissociation again. Oh, it's over there now. Ah, okay. Guess people didn't get knocked far enough. There's another dissociation, but I don't think it's gonna matter because I think we've got this one in the bag. There it goes. That's an interesting fight. I kinda like that one. All right, big beastie down. Now let's see if those two buggers can catch it. All right. I swear to God, if he throws a giant Pokeball at this thing. Well, it kind of did end up in a Pokeball. Nice. And cue the capture theme. Close enough. That quest could have gone a lot better. Well, the fight could have gone better. I kind of goofed up a few mechanics there, but nothing too terrible.
I knew that you would know me, mercenary, but to make such clean work of the hippocampus. Seasoned fighters scarcely have occasion to visit Pandemonium, let alone display their skills. Mastery takes all forms indeed. Needless to say, our plan worked to perfection, in no small part thanks to you two.
That wasn't that bad.
Themis' power was more than enough to complete the internment. Spellcasting was never my strong suit, but that almost made me feel like a proper magus. Truly, having seen your abilities firsthand in your fight with Dekumon, I beg to disagree. The shackles is the one exception, and 'tis only because I've been forced to practice it since I was but a small child. Other magics leave me feeling completely out of my depth. Regardless, it seems luck is on my side to guide me to you. We may prove the impossible possible after all.
I suppose so. That one could have gone far worse, but that's all the time I have for today. So, if you've enjoyed this, please leave a like and favorite, and subscribe to join me for more Eosian adventures. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.